Hello and welcome to this episode of Inspiring Conversations. I'm talking with inspiring leaders and successful entrepreneurs. If you haven't seen any of these episodes before, I'm Mikaela from Sweden, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I really am passionate about the digital life, and I want to inspire you to make a change in your life, if it's online or not. And also, I'm a job coach and I'm a mom. So in this episode, we will talk with Sietske Cuhfus from the Netherlands about her way to success and about her online magazine, Own It. Welcome, Sietske.
Hi, Mikaela. Thank you for having me in your new show.
Thank you for coming. So tell us about you, your background.
My name is Sietske and I'm Dutch citizen. So English is not my native language, so you know. I am a mother of two boys, 13 and 10 years old. And I'm happily married with a nice guy. And I'm also, I've been on a journey for growing my business online. And it's been a journey. And in May, I started my own magazine, Own It magazine. So that's in a nutshell.
So you started in May. And you have now produced 3 editions?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah. And the last one just was published last Thursday on November 2 with Marie Forleo on the cover. And the other 2 were in May, and it was in, I have to think, September. Yeah.
So how did it come about? How did you come up with the idea that you wanted to have an online magazine?
Well, it was not. It didn't just pop up like, oh, I want a magazine. But if I look back, I thought of this yesterday. Like I was listening to this book by Barbara Stanny, and that's called Sacred Success, and I really advise everybody to read it because it's really powerful. And she was saying, you get, like, in your journey to your purpose, really, you get hunches. You get hunches every time, and it's up to you to see them and to do something with it. And a lot of us, and me included, we see them, but we just walk another way. And in my past, I'm good at writing. I developed that. I was not a writer when I finished school. I was educated in communication, so I just like connecting to people, and that includes everything, like talking to people, getting a message across. And I found along the way, and that's been not just a journey for the last couple of years, but really my life, is that I really like to visualize things. You know, I always have this picture in my head, and I'm working towards this picture. Not always that conscious, but I really love pictures, you know, and I really love beautiful surroundings. And so if you look at all those things, like writing, connecting, interviewing, making the message clear, and using a lot of images and videos and stuff, then you need a medium to do that. And along the road, I I was looking for a way to have it all, just have it all in one medium. And that's when I had the idea at one point, like, I think I should just start a magazine. And the funny thing was that I have a mood board here behind me. And when I was younger, one of the things I really wanted to do was just write for a magazine, maybe just small things, or work with a magazine. And because I just love the look and feel, and just the small gadgets, because I'm always a bit ahead of my time. I always see things before other people see them in trends and stuff. So and now I have something. Now I have a medium I can express that with, and I can express myself, and that's also very important for me. And the women that are in there, it's also a platform for everybody to express herself, because it's for women. It's especially for women who want to be great. They want to live their full potential. So yeah, I think that's it.
I just have to comment that it is a very visual magazine. It's very beautiful when you look at the pictures and how you have composed it, and it's really nice.
Wow, thank you.
So I can imagine that you work towards a picture, because it is visual.
Yeah.
Yes, you started to talk about the audience, and with audience I mean those people you want to reach. Those are women, or maybe you can define your audience.
Well, the magazine is for women, because I think women need a little push, and that's also one of the things I've been learning in the book from Barbara Stanley, is that a lot of us feel this it's a kind of emptiness, when you have a lot of, not when you're really in the survival state, but if you're, you have a good life, you have food on the table and that kind of stuff. We just feel we have a craving for more, and it doesn't mean more money. It's more like more meaning, and I think we as a species are evolving, and I also think that women particularly have a big role in changing the world, because we've been ruled, by the masculine rules, and by the and it brought us great things. So it's not no negative, but I think we're moving to this age where we need more connectiveness, and we need more a more feminine way of doing business, and we need a more feminine way of looking at the world, because a lot of things are coming together now, like we're polluting the earth, and we're using it, we're only using it, and I think with women, we're more like, we give and we receive. We're not really good at receiving yet, but we should be. But it's more like a whole, like more a holistic way of living, looking at not just making profit, but looking at all the things that happen when you, for instance, start a business. What happens in the process, and what will it do for the environment? What will it do for our people that work in the business? And so it's more like a conscious. It's more of a conscious, a conscious world. And that's a bit. That's what my vision is. Is I want to do my part in making women more conscious. Like you already have everything that it takes, and now you just need to use it and put it to use, so you can do your share in changing the world, because we have to change the world just one by one. We don't have to change the world by doing the big things. We just need to do what we're good at. So
yes.
Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
But I have another one.
Yeah.
I can understand that you say that you want to reach women because they need a push. But is it the females as species, or is it the female side of people? Maybe men need this kind of topics too, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so every man is also invited to read it if he is attracted to the message. But I really made a choice for women, because I have a communication background, and if you choose, you can make your message more specific. So that's the reason why I just chose women, to have my message really more specific to them, instead of making it broader, and then your message would be like men. And we are different. We're both are great, but we are different. And women, one of the things I read in a book is that women are more motivated by relationships. We want to relate to people, and men are more they are more motivated by the results. So we that's two different worlds. So that's why I chose women, because I really have to stay close to me as well when I'm writing. That's the reason why I made it specifically for women. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talking about the message, when you say that you want to give them a push, and things are the environment is affecting what you do and all that, but that's very broad as well. Is it a business magazine for starting a business, or is it just for empowering in general?
Yeah, well, it's not for specifically business. I do feel that we're going into this age where we have more and more robots, and the economy nowadays is on the internet. So I think can you repeat the question again, because I lost it? Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the audience. If they feel that they want to be more fulfilled, is it if they want to start a business, or is it more in general to be fulfilled?
Yeah.
What I'm looking for, Sietske, is that I know that you have another product with you are building another product for the guidelines. So maybe you want to bring in business people, or is it fulfillment in general?
Yeah. Well, it's what I found is that, and that's what I wanted to say about the digital economy and stuff, is that if you want to create a life where you can use your passion. And it starts with you, and the way to express yourself purely is to be free. So if you're working for an employer, you're not free. And if you're working for yourself or you're a freelancer, you're free, but you're also you have rules for your clients. And but if you're doing something that you're passionate about, then you have the opportunity to start online, like you're doing now, like you like to interview, you like people. So you're just doing something, and then the business will evolve around something you like doing. And that's where my belief is. Like, if you want that freedom, whatever it is, even if it doesn't have to be a business, it can also be a good cause. If you like to help children in Africa, you can just you can use the internet, or use your use your brand really to help those children. And that's how I see that a business is a kind of a way. It is not the way, but is a way to find this freedom for expression and for creativity. And I really think that we need creativity and curiosity and entrepreneurial skills in this century and the ones that follow, because things are changing so fast, and you really have to evolve with that. And if you're being dependent on everything, maybe even dependent on circumstances, you will be like overwhelmed with everything, because it's changing already fast, but the pace is going to accelerate. So so that's a bit of my vision around how I see that the fulfilling life can be a business, but it doesn't have to be. It can, but I do feel that you, whatever you're starting or whatever you want to do, you really need to build an audience, and so that's what I'm also doing with my magazine. When they are subscribing for the magazine, they're also subscribing for change. And I don't know what's going to be next, but I do feel that if we're together in this Own It group, we can work together, and we can be a kind of network, or maybe even a movement in the future, to make a change. So that's how I look at it. Thanks.
Sounds so good.
Yeah.
I just have to say that I am on the same side as you are. I think that the digital life is changing our perception of things, and we have to be on top of it. And to be fulfilled, you have to be close to your passions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, it's just you're spinning around, and you sort of being thrown out in universe.
Yeah.
If you're not fulfilled with what you're doing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not only me. We are in the same network of different people. So I know that you have a lot of positive reactions on your Own It magazine, and it's only been 3 editions, but you've grown so fast, and you have collaborations, and well, the pace is very fast. But where do you see your Own It magazine going off in the future?
Well, it just like I mentioned, I like the position of, you know, win-win. When I win, or when I win, or Own It wins, or somebody else wins, we all win. And that's also the way I'd like to work with the magazine. The magazine is for free, and because I want the freedom to, you know, to make it more like it's a medium, but we can use it for ourselves. You know, so another woman may say, okay, I will tell my story in Own It magazine, and I will link to her website. So it's like she will tell her story, but she gets something out of it too. She can link to her website, and she, if somebody likes her or likes her story, they can contact her, or maybe see what her business or whatever is about. Or maybe not a business, maybe it's a good cause, like you know, the organization that's now I'm collaborating with, like Women Igniting Change. They are a business, but they are doing great work all over the world in underdeveloped countries. So it's for them, it's a platform to show what they're doing. And this time it was about Aviga. That's an organization for women in Rwanda. They're organizing all kinds of stuff to help people in their community, and their story is really inspiring. So it's a platform, and you can, you know, you get something out of it when you read it. And on the other hand, you can just visit their website. And if you're going to charge money for everything, it's going to be like the old model, and I don't want it to be the old model. I want it to be like we all win. So that's a bit of my vision, and I don't know where it's going to go, but I do. I've started projects in the past, and this one is just flowing. It's things just come my way, and it's not that I can sit back and just do nothing. That's not the point. But it's really in a flow, and everything that when I have an idea and I execute it. Like I was the first magazine with Mel Robbins. I thought, well, what would be a good idea, because I know she's busy. I thought, well, I can just write the article, because I can just look all the information. I can just look it up, and I'll just write the article and ask her if she wants to be covered, you know, on the cover, and approve the article. So it is credited, you know, but it's not an interview. So that made it possible for me to start to, and there was also a moment where I took myself not seriously, not like seriously in a serious way, but more like I dared to write to her, like, this is what I want to do. You know, do you want to approve this? And maybe 3 years or maybe 1 year ago, I wouldn't have done that. And now I did it, and she said yes, and I was over the moon. Yeah.
Yes, I have to ask you, just when you say that you, a year ago, didn't have the courage to do things like this, what
Mm-hmm.
has made it possible? How have you been evolving, and how did you
Yeah,
have the
and
courage?
well, let me think. Well, it's not that I was, this chicken that never dared to do anything. That's that's not the case. But it was. I did have a pattern of always doubting myself. So I have done stuff in the past, and also, you know, stepping out of my comfort zone. I started my own small business about, I don't even know how long ago, but maybe 12 years ago, 13 years ago. And when I started that was pretty scary for me, but I did it, and I started writing at one point, and it was scary, but I did it. So it wasn't the first time, but there was something that and I knew there was more, and there still is. I know there still is, but there was this pattern of doing it, but then started doubting myself, and that I think that was more on an unconscious level, and a more like a pattern that we all have, of course. We've taken that from our childhood, and it's normal for us and normal for me, but it does hold you back.
Yeah.
And in the moment you become conscious of this behavior or this pattern, that's where that's the moment where you can change it. And I think it was, I had been making a kind of magazine. It wasn't only a magazine, but it was something more about me. And I was with with an event from the business community where we are both a part of, and I asked some questions, and I didn't get the answer I wanted. I was expecting, and so I walked back to my chair, and I thought, well, I can do two things. I can, take that and just leave my own judgment, or and trust on their judgment, or I can trust my own judgment. And that was a really important choice, that I thought, well, this feels so good. I've been making those magazines with so much love. This can't be wrong. So that's where I decided to say yes to me, and that I think that was a big, big, big change. That moment where I choose me instead of they know better, doubting myself. So
Fantastic.
that's where it
Fantastic.
starts changing. Yeah.
I think it's about taking the baby steps, and if you see it's working and you can take the next step, then you dare more and more. And
Yeah.
isn't it also when you, after a while, you feel the calling to do the online magazine, or in my case, the interviews. It's
Mm-hmm.
so strong, so you can't say no to it, because then you go against what you really want to do. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But there's still, because I remember, I'm also in a group, with the business community. I'm also in a smaller group, and I remember having, I invited Mel Robbins with the magazine. So I was in this I don't know if it was before that or after. Well, maybe it was before. I I decided to do the Own It magazine, and then I got this real big fear that was coming up, like who do you think you are? All those things, like you're never gonna make it. You're nobody's gonna read it. And I was so happy I could share this with those people in my community, and it really helped me get over this and just take the next step. And I think that's where I wrote to Mel Robbins. But if you don't have people like that around you, you will, or you might listen to that voice and quit or not do it, and then something will come up, maybe a few months later or a year later, and you will do it, but it's wasted time, really. So yeah.
It's so inspiring to talk to you, and it might be what you're talking to right now was the doubts, but I believe that in every level of success you have the doubts and the struggles, and so it's very important, if you listening to this and want to change your life, it's not just change and then you're successful like you are. You have to struggle with the struggles all the time, different levels.
Yeah.
But Sietske, it's been a fantastic time to talk to you now, and I want to say to you, when you're watching this, if you like to subscribe to these conversations, you can do it below. Or if you want to subscribe to Own It magazine, you get the link below in the description box. And I hope to see you in the next episode. And thank you so much, Sietske.
Yeah, and thank you, Mikaela. You did a great job. I really liked it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.